Hi, my name is Daniel Lewis, and I did this project on plastic pollution, and I'm doing on this company called the Ocean Cleanup, and I think this is a really cool company because they are building this technology that will be able to they'll be able to clean the oceans from its plastic waste. Um, so the cause of this problem is that plastic is a very common item for our everyday use. And a lot of times people don't recycle plastic and it ends up being thrown away into landfills and into the ocean. And only 9% of plastic is recycled. And even the plastic that is recycled, it only gets used once or twice before it is no longer usable and it is thrown away again. And plastic can only be used is hard to recycle because of many reasons. One is because it's very hard to sort out the plastic when it is at the recycled factory. One reason that it is hard to sort it out is because there are different types of plastics. There's the PVC plastic, for example, and the PET plastic. PVC is like tubes, and the PE2 is like bottles. And those different kinds of plastics, they have different melting points, and if the PVC melts at the higher melting point of the PET, then it will release hydrochloric acid, and which will cause an impurity of the recycled plastic. And so it costs a lot of money to do this sorting out, and it isn't an option for a lot of countries. And so that's why a lot of times a plastic bottle can't be recycled into another plastic bottle, and it just ends up being recycled into like polyester in clothing. And so, yeah, this problem is very big, and as you can see in this graph, the amount of plastic that has been produced globally is exponential, and the same is also with the plastic that has been thrown into the ocean. The rate has also been exponential, and yeah, and so every country manages how every country every country has to deal with its plastic pollutions, and some countries do it better than others, like the United States and Europe. Um, and but some countries and like major ones like China and India, they don't properly manage their plastic waste, and it ends up going into rivers and oceans. And so I was interested in this, and I looked at the data, and I made two graphs. Well, the first one, it's a histogram, and it shows no, the first one is a histogram, and it shows the frequency of the amount of countries relative to what percentage of improperly managed plastic they have. And as you can see, there are many countries that don't properly manage their plastic, and there's a huge range. And also, like as you can see over here, in the second graph, the median is around 25, but more than half, like yeah, half of the countries are more than 25%, which means that most countries don't properly manage their plastic waste. Um, so yeah, and so yeah, plastic pollution is very harmful, and it's affecting many animals. And so, for example, seabirds, 90% of all seabirds actually have plastic in their digestive system, which could cause them death. And as you can see in this picture, this bird consumed a lot of plastic, and it harmed its organs, and then caused it to die. And then also a lot of fish consume plastic, and especially because plastic will will degrade into microplastics, it becomes even easier for fish to consume it. And there's a study by the National University of Ireland which found that 73% of deep sea fish in the Northwest Atlantic Ocean had plastic in them. And this is also very important for us human beings because we eat fish. And so it's very possible that some of the fish that we've eaten already had plastic in it. And so this is a very scary thing to think about. And then also, 40% of marine animals also end up eating plastic because of plastic pollution. So the ocean cleanup, it has a lot of partners. Some major ones are like the Dutch government, the United Nations, and Microsoft. And so this is a very big company, and it um, has a lot of partners. The company's plan is to build this major device which will be able to collect plastic excuse me, which will be able to collect plastic waste in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And its plan is that when it will be able to make this device, that it'll be able to get rid of 50% of the plastic waste in that area in just 5 years. And yeah, they would have to make 60 of those devices in order to do that. And when they start collecting all of the plastic from the ocean and ship it and then bring them in ships to land, they will once they start collecting the plastic, they will collect it in ships and then bring it to land to recycle, and then with that recycled, they will sell that recycled plastic and continue funding their mission. And so in this graph, they show that if they get the funding for the project, they'll be able to reduce the amount of plastic in the ocean over here by half in just 5 years, and then hopefully they'll be able to get rid of all the plastic in that area by 2050. So they will accomplish this. The technology behind this system is that they are going to take advantage of the wind and wave currents, and by having their device follow the currents, it is going to lead the device to all of the plastics. And so they have already tested this in December in 2018, and they constructed one of these devices which was 600 meters long, and it was in a U shape and it had a 3 meter skirt, but it failed because it wasn't fast enough to collect all of the plastic, and and because the plastic in the ocean ended up moving at a faster rate than the device. And so right now they're working on improving their device by making it 25% bigger so it'll be fast enough to collect all the plastic. So you can help solve plastic pollution in the ocean by helping fund this project by donating on their website. They need 5 million euros to make each one of these devices, and they want to make 60 to be able to clean the ocean. So far, they've received $40 million in donations, and you can help have an impact on cleaning our earth by donating to this wonderful organization. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you.